This is First Up with Kane Cornes. I'm Sarah, Olle and Kane. The Blues, after starting the season at 0-4, they've won 3 in a row. This their most commanding win of them all at an enthralling MCG, a huge scalp in Geelong.
Nothing better than a big game at the MCG between two powerhouse clubs, and these are some of the moments late. They kicked 4 goals to 2 in the last quarter, 3 in a row in the last quarter. These are some of those big moments. Wiedering was enormous. That contest there with Dangerfield, eventually he got them, but Danger was going to have his moment as well. Look at this, just crashes through, sets up Bailey Smith for the goal. That was the 3rd they kicked in a row, and the crowd erupts. And you think, well, are Carlton vulnerable? Can they hang on? But they did. And Big Harry kicked 3, he had 19 touches and 8 score involvements. Close was going to make it interesting late, but what a performance. They defended so well, Sarah. They kicked 10 goals off turnovers, 60 points from Geelong turnovers, and they had a really good day at the G, and they've got themselves into the season after a disastrous start.
And that's the sealer there from George Hewitt, who continues to go from strength to strength, Kane, this season. But you mentioned Harry McKay. I just love seeing him stand up on the big stage, particularly given what he's endured so far this season, out through personal reasons, and then even the concussion. I thought late as well, some big marks up the line, and he was clutch.
Yeah, I mean, he was just confident in the air, wasn't he? That's the thing that I felt today, like just running and presenting at the ball. And we know when he plays his best, he's so commanding in the air. They put him in the ruck for a little bit, which was good to get him in the game. But it's this sort of stuff, like the contested marking, still maybe a touch rusty early, but built into the game really nicely. And when he plays well, no one gets the crowd behind a team more than him. And I think everyone is barracking for him. So huge amount of the footy, nearly 20 touches, 8 score involvements, so nearly half of his possessions turned into scores. He kicked 3 himself and stood up in the big moments. So let's hope from here on out for the rest of the year he is uninterrupted.
What did you make of the Blues' makeshift backline? I really love Jack Silvani down there. Nick Haynes, I thought, who we've been harsh on, Kane, but I think he had his best performance today as a Blue. What did you think?
No doubt, Sarah, and I think you're right. We have been harsh, and credit to Michael Voss for probably sticking with it. So Silvani's been one of the stories of the year. I mean, I saw him destroy Norton a few weeks ago. He's taken on some good opponents. Like, that's Cameron. He had Dangerfield for a large portion of today's game, so you'd think the athleticism, the mismatch there, but he continues to hold up. He's using the ball well. And Haynes took 8 intercept marks. Now, the record's 10. A lot of players have taken 10 intercept marks. No one's taken 11. He was at 7 just after half-time. He thought, is he going to do it? So, I mean, that was the story of the game. I thought McGovern was good as well. Wiedering is always good, but had some big moments. So this back line that Michael Voss has cobbled together, I thought really stood up and took it to, a forward line from Geelong that was star-studded.
You mentioned Geelong. I thought in that final term, here they come. Chris Scott's side is going to get over the line. It wasn't to be. Any concerns if you are of the blue and white persuasion?
Well, the only thing is, and they don't care about it, but they don't have a ruckman. And Stanley does his job, and credit to him for still getting out there and giving it his best. But Geelong, I think arrogantly, but they would say we just don't really rate the rucks. I think that's a concern for them, and it has been for a while. They refuse to address it. They've got Conway sitting there, and they're hoping he can be the next one. De Koning they tried, Blixarves they tried, but they need him in other areas. So really it's left to Stanley again. And when you come up against the other De Koning, you're in all sorts of trouble, I think. Now, I thought Stanley fought on and did his bit, but that's the one area of weakness that I see when they come up against a big ruckman. And at times I thought De Koning was huge today. Again, he's having a big season.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.